top 5 sword types of all time. I'll be specific in my picks, but they are more so sword types, so I don't keep on repeating the same Middle Eastern and European blades. Like criterion being impact, lethality for its time, lethality, and staying power for all of time. And like I said, trying to avoid redundancy. Honorable mention is actually the Dao. This is a BCE sword that lasted not only past AD, but also towards the Cold War. Yeah, they still had these. The concept of the Dao clearly is timeless in the other bottleneck of the world, which is China. If it was like the most underrated sword of all time, then I would put the Khopesh or the Falcata. The forward curved blade should have been. I disagree with history. It should have been utilized more, especially for its time period. Ancient blades, early Iron Age, this would have been a great one. Sword and shield, specific. In the Middle East, where you had these wicker shields or warfare in general, this would have been great. It still keeps ability to thrust, by the way, and is more of a chopper than a slicer in times where the metal wasn't as good. I think this is super underrated. It belongs to be in my top 5. Scimitars might be the derogatory term from Europeans to describe these type of sabers, whether it's shamshirs or killage, which I think killage is the peak of this, by the way, because the weighted tip and the false edge, if you wanted it, this was unapologetically a specialist weapon. Cavalry saber before sabers existed, but could be used on foot, and you can actually use the curve to your advantage to go around shield. I think it's different enough that it precedes something else on this list, but it is the inception of the saber, essentially. Impact alone beats the fact that it's lethality. This was the pinnacle of the short sword, which was dominating the Bronze Age when it comes to secondary weapons and sword. It made a lot of sense because you could close the distance with your shield and come around and just stab, but it also could cut. Everything after this has the Gladius to thank for, which is further on my list. I think people will argue this. And yes, it's in the era of gunpowder, and it gets some points for that. I think I'm not a saber guy, but the 1776 might be the pinnacle. One-handed with a guard, curved enough for slicing off cavalry or on, but still able to thrust. Guys, concept of sabers and the perfection of sabers, it might be the best sword of all time, but come on. Guys, you know what time it is. I'm a versatility merchant. Armor, unarmored, if you wanted to, cavalry. If you wanted either edge, if you wanted to, you could use the crossguard. Crossguard, by the way, two-handed. The pommel, this sword could do it all. It's the best sword of all time, the European longsword.